साल था 1600। क्वीन एलिजाबेथ ने एक चार्टर ग्रांट किया था कुछ एम्बिशियस इंग्लिश मर्चेंट्स को। उनका मिशन धन दौलत ढूंढना फेबल्ड ईस्ट इंडीज में। इंडिया अपने स्पाइसेस और टेक्सटाइल्स के साथ यूरोपियन इमेजिनेशन को कैप्टिवेट करता था। कंपनी ने ट्रेडिंग पोस्ट्स एस्टैब्लिश की है। उनके इनिशियल गोल्स द प्योरली कमर्शियल। यह शुरुआत थी एक कॉम्प्लेक्स रिलेशनशिप की जो सेंचुरीज तक चलेगा। कंपनी एक्सेस चाहती थी इंडिया के लुक्रेटिव मार्केट्स तक। यह commodities highly sought after in Europe fueled the company's profits. The East India Company शुरू में एक humble trading enterprise, धीरे धीरे amassed wealth and influence. यह न्यू फाउंड पावर किसी से छुपा नहीं रहा। यूरोपियन राइवल्स, खास करके द फ्रेंच, भी चाहते थे अपना प्रेजेंस एस्टैब्लिश करना लुक्रेटिव इंडियन मार्केट में। Competition for trade and dominance intensified, leading to skirmishes and strategic alliances with local rulers. The company, eager to protect its commercial interests, खुद को धीरे धीरे entangled party complex web of Indian politics में। एक pivotal figure, ISS transition mind the Robert Clive, a young clerk in the company's employ. Clive, recognizing the potential for military power, joined Carlier Company's army. War quickly rose through the ranks, displaying strategic brilliance and ruthlessness. Uske actions would have profound implications for the future of both Britain and India. Jaisi Company ki ambitions badhikti gai, ways badhikti gai uski military presence. Usne raised Kia armies, consisting primarily of Indian sepoys, trained and commanded by British officers. Ye formidable force, equipped with superior weaponry and tactics, gave the company a decisive edge in the escalating conflicts of the time. The stage was set for a dramatic shift in power. The year 1757 marked a turning point in British involvement in India. The Battle of Plassey, a seemingly minor skirmish in Bengal, would have far-reaching consequences. The East India Company, led by Robert Clive, faced the forces of Siraj-ud-Dowlah, the Nawab of Bengal. What seemed like a straightforward confrontation became a pivotal moment due to cunning strategy and a web of intrigue. Clive, through shrewd diplomacy and a calculated act of betrayal, secured the support of Mir Jafar, a powerful general within the Nawab's army. During the battle, Mir Jafar's forces remained passive, effectively deciding the outcome in favor of the British. The Nawab's forces were routed, and Siraj-ud-Dowlah met his demise. The victory at Plassey was a watershed moment. The East India Company catapulted Hogai from a trading entity to a major political force in India. The company, ab control mainti Bengal ka, one of the wealthiest regions of India, gained access to vast resources and revenue. Your newfound wealth fueled further expansion, or solidified Kia Unka grip on the subcontinent. Emboldened by the victory at Plassey, the East India Company embarked on a relentless campaign of expansion. Over the next century, through a combination of military might, political maneuvering, and economic exploitation, the company extended its dominion across vast swathes of India. Local rulers, often caught in the crosshairs of company ambitions, were either subdued through military force or coerced into signing treaties that ceded control of their territories. Yet expansion being a resistance kanahida. Uprisings against company rule, fueled by resentment towards its exploitative policies and cultural insensitivity, erupted periodically. However, the company, aptly superior military power and resources KE ruthlessly suppressed these rebellions, consolidating its control over its burgeoning empire. The company's rule was marked by a blatant disregard for India's economic well-being. Policies were implemented that transformed India into a supplier of raw materials for British industries, while simultaneously serving as a captive market for British manufactured goods. This systematic exploitation crippled India's traditional industries, leading to widespread poverty and economic stagnation. Section 5. The Sepoy Mutiny, Ek Desh Jag Uta. Saal 1857 witnessed a defining moment in the history of British rule in India, the Sepoy Mutiny, the First War of Indian Independence PK Tihain. The introduction of new Enfield rifle cartridges, greased with animal fat, ignited resentment among the Sepoys. Joe, the backbone of the company's army. The Sepoys, predominantly Hindus and Muslims, considered the use of animal fat sacrilegious. The refusal to use these cartridges was met with harsh punishments by the British, escalating into a full-blown rebellion. The mutiny spread like wildfire across northern India, with sepoys, peasants, and local rulers rising up against company rule. Though ultimately crushed by the British, it marked a turning point in British India history. Section 6. The Crown takes control. Company C Colony Tak. The Sepoy Mutiny of 1857 sent shockwaves through Britain. The sheer scale and intensity of the rebellion exposed the fragility of company rule and the deep-seated resentment it had engendered. The British government, realizing the shortcomings of indirect rule through a trading company, decided to take direct control of India. In 1858, the British government passed the Government of India Act, effectively dissolving the East India Company and transferring control of India to the British Crown. Queen Victoria Co. proclaimed Kiya Gaya Empress of India, ushering in a new era of direct British rule, Jise British Raj Ke Tahain. This transition marked a significant shift in the governance of India. The British Crown, directly responsible for the administration of India Ke Liye, implemented a series of reforms aimed at preventing another uprising and consolidating its control. A new administrative structure was put in place, with a viceroy representing the British monarch in India. The British Indian Army, reorganized and strengthened, became a symbol of British power and authority. Section 7. The Long Shadow of Empire, Economic and Social Impacts. The British Raj, spanning from 1858 to 1947, left an indelible mark on the Indian subcontinent. British rule, characterized by a complex interplay of economic exploitation, social engineering, and political control, had a profound and lasting impact on every facet of Indian life. The economic policies pursued by the British transformed India into a supplier of raw materials for British industries and a captive market for British manufactured goods. Is systematic exploitation see decline Hua traditional Indian industries Ka, widespread poverty Ai, or economic stagnation Aya. The introduction of a new land revenue system, while generating revenue for the British administration, often resulted in the dispossession of Indian farmers and exacerbated rural poverty. The construction of railways, while facilitating trade and communication, primarily served British economic interests. British rule also had a significant impact on Indian society. The introduction of Western education, while creating a new educated elite, also contributed to the erosion of traditional Indian values and systems of knowledge. Social reforms, while aimed at addressing evils like sati and promoting widow remarriage, were often seen as intrusions into Indian customs and traditions. The rise of nationalism, a direct consequence of British rule, would ultimately lead to India's independence. Section 8. The Legacy of Colonialism, PLEK Mixed Bag. The legacy of British colonialism in India is complex and contested. British rule left behind economic exploitation, social division, and political subjugation. Exploitative land revenue policies crippled India's economy, leaving poverty and underdevelopment. Western education created a new intellectual class, but widened the elite mass gulf. Divide and rule policies sowed seeds of communalism and social discord. Yet British rule brought a unified legal system, English language, and infrastructure like railways. Nationalism and the struggle for independence led to a free India. The legacy of British colonialism continues to shape India today. Section 9. Independence and Beyond India Ka Resurgence. On August 15, 1947, India finally broke free from the shackles of British colonialism, marking the dawn of a new era. The long and arduous struggle for independence, led by Mahatma Gandhi and countless other freedom fighters, had finally borne fruit. India, once the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, emerged as a sovereign nation, determined to chart its own destiny. The journey since independence has been one of remarkable progress and daunting challenges. India, once a poverty-stricken nation, has emerged as a major economic power, making significant strides in fields like science, technology, and space exploration. The world's largest democracy, India has upheld its commitment to secularism, pluralism, and social justice, despite facing numerous internal and external threats. The legacy of British colonialism, however, continues to cast a long shadow. The challenges of poverty, inequality, and communalism are stark reminders of the injustices of the past. As India moves forward, it must confront these challenges head-on while learning from its history. The journey ahead is long and arduous, but the spirit of India, resilient and ever hopeful, continues to inspire generations.